something about that she was gonna discuss what was going on today
Oh, there
with the
she is.
class.
Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
hey, sorry.
We were wondering if we had Zoom or not.
Yes, yeah. And you kind of know what's going on.
Uh-huh.
But because you're in the media group, Priscilla,
Yeah.
you're in a different group. I was just going to use today to kind of explain what to do.
Okay.
So Norma, you can stay on if you want, or you can take off if you don't. And then Priscilla,
Uh-huh.
the same thing for you. If you want to stay on, in case you have questions, it's not going to be long. I'm going to record it and put it up on the class Canvas portal. So, but if you want to stay on and ask questions, you can do that, but it's not going to take long.
I'll stay.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So let me share the screen really quickly. If you go online, the media group in a great way last night put up the Great Debate questions. They posted them, and those are the questions that your group has to have answered by I believe the 11th is the date. Let me just make sure. Yeah, 11th by midnight. So what you're going to do is, as a group, you'll go in, you can do it individually and then talk as a group and watch each of these different videos that are here. If you just click on the link, it's going to start downloading it over here. And then once it downloads, it'll just pop up. And if it doesn't, then you just need to look for it in the list of downloads, like you see how I've got them right here. And you'll get the introduction that'll welcome you to the Great Debate. And then you'll push the button and you're going to hear what the question is that your group has to answer. Now, every group member has to answer at least one question, and you'll post those answers to this discussion board. So what you'll do is, let's just say that I'm going to do this one because it's going to come up in a video, not a download. Let's just look at this one real quick.
Hello, candidates. My name is Ali, and I will be your debate moderator concerning climate change. As you know, climate change has been an ongoing global debate, especially in the past 5 years in the United States. Former President Donald Trump, in June of 2017, withdrew from the Paris Agreement, which aggravated the leadership deficit in addressing climate issues. Now, President Joe Biden has rejoined the said agreement, but the issue is still a matter we need to discuss. What plan or plans does your candidate have or promises to make that will set him or her apart from the other candidates, while at the same time alleviating these growing issues? Many scientists have also stated that an important solution to climate change is to switch as quickly as possible to renewable energy sources like solar and wind. One group of scientists have estimated an 11-year window of opportunity before the effects of climate change become irreversible. Another group argues that the situation is far worse. With that being said, what laws or actions is your candidate willing to take to ensure that we reach our 11-year window of opportunity? Do they have a plan set out already?
Okay, so if I was in a group, I would figure out who's going to answer the climate question. And then that person has to organize their answer and post it to this same portal. So for example, what you would do is you would go, let's get back to where I was. You would go back to WAFA's post, you'd hit reply, and then you would upload your video here. Now, what I recommend is that you record it and post it in YouTube, and that way you can just share the link and students don't have to download documents to their computer. That's the easiest way for people to view your video without having to put more clutter on their laptop or their desktop. So I would post it. It has to be between 1 and 3 minutes. And it needs to answer the question. So if I'm in the group, I say, hey, I'm going to take the climate question. I do my research, figure out what my candidate believes about this particular subject, and then I'm going to post my answer to this portal. And that has to be done by Sunday night at midnight. Now, as a group, I would suggest that we talk about what our answers are, make sure that we're all on the same page. Maybe even practice our delivery. WAFA's video was great, but it was a little rushed, which kind of threw her off in certain points of her delivery. So just making sure that you take your time, you're making good eye contact, you've thought about how you're going to talk about your subject. And also one of the requirements that was put forth by the media group is that you had to wear your crest or your sticker for, you know, your group. So whatever your logo is, or your crest, or your signal of your candidate, your sign, or your image, put that somewhere on your body while you're giving your speech, or have it present in your presentation. And all of those rules can be found here. Remember, the more, you know, creative that you are and the better you are in the delivery, that's going to help with the grade. But the major rule is just making sure that each group member answers one of the questions by midnight at Sunday night of this week. Okay. And you post your answers directly to this discussion board, which is the Great Debate Questions. Okay, so I'm going to stop screen share and see if there's any questions. Anybody have any questions? Okay, so if there's no questions, then I would suggest, if you're a leader in your group, or even if you're not, sending this out to your group members and saying, hey, Robin did a discussion about what we have to do by Sunday night. It's clearly outlined in the discussions tab under the Great Debate Questions. And we need to, you know, have a meetup and talk about who's going to do which question, and maybe practice together before we post our videos on Sunday night. I will announce, so Maya says, how would we address the question specifically? So, you know, in that 1 to 3 minutes, Maya, you want to just say, you know, hello, my name is whatever it is from, you know, your group. And then you definitely want to make sure that you have an attention getter. You know, climate is a clear issue internationally. If you don't believe that, then look at any yearly news cycle in reference to natural disasters, from tornadoes to earthquakes to hurricanes. Today, we'd like to tell you what Meghan Markle believes about climate change or climate issues. My cat is making a weird sound, sorry. And I'll tell you how we're going to address, how Megan's going to address this issue. So what you're essentially doing is kind of giving us that attention getter, giving us the purpose of, like, you know, this is our position, where either we believe climate is an issue, or we think that it's exaggerated, that, you know, the climate and the atmosphere is doing exactly what historically it has done over the course of evolution of our Earth, and that you don't look at it as something that we need to be panicking about politically. Whatever your answer is, you're going to give us that. You're going to tell us your opinion. You can quote either your candidate, or you could quote things that you find that support your arguments. And that's how you're going to frame it. Does that make sense? Perfect. Okay, cool. All right. And then the other thing is just making sure there was a couple of people, like 2 or 3 people, that did not finish the PowerPoint Media Day individual grade submission. So just make sure, if you didn't turn in the PowerPoint, that's fine. I have the 7 submissions that I'm going to be grading and giving individual grades this week. But I have graded them. You just can't see the grade yet, because I'm waiting on 3 more votes. Currently, though, for those of you who are curious and interested in what the votes are, let me tell you who's in the lead really quickly. So in first place, we have Tom Holland. In second place, we have AOC, Alexandria Cortez. In third place, we have Meghan Markle. And in fourth place, we have Melissa Joan Hart. So that is the rankings as they stand right now. And it's really close. It was like 60, 67, 70, 77 in the votes. So the fewest votes is who's in the lead, because you ranked it 1, 2, 3, 4. So whoever got most ones ended up in first place. Whoever got the most 5s ended up in last place. The media group got the most 5s, because their link wasn't easy to open. So a lot of them could not watch their PowerPoint or look at their PowerPoint, so they weren't able to grade them, so they ranked them last. The other issue that some smart students pointed out is that Tom Holland can't really win the election because he's unqualified based on his age. Something that I didn't catch because I didn't know who Tom Holland was. But they're still able to run him and he's going to rank till the end, but they won't be able to win at the end of the semester because even if he won, AOC is in the lead because he disqualifies based on age. So it's not a bad thing. You know, they're winning right now based on grade average of the votes. But at the very end, the winner of the election would not be able to be Tom Holland because of that qualification that the media group put forward. Okay.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't even catch it. Yeah, so
I didn't catch it either. I saw it, but I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, oh, that's the guy playing Spider-Man, but I had no idea until, and someone smartly wrote it. They were like, you know,
Wow.
even though Tom Holland doesn't meet the age requirements, and they're probably in another group, not in the
Yeah.
Tom Holland. They're like, I will rank him number one.
Wow.
But that was what I was like, oh, well, how old is he? And then I did a search. I was
Mhm.
like, oh no.
Wow.
So anyway, okay, cool. So I will post this. Any questions before we wrap up? All right. So I will, if you're in the media group, I see that one person is, make sure that you reach out to me about a time that we can meet up to talk about the last presentations. The final one that we have is the Vote for Us, and then they're going to do something for the Real Deal. So we're getting towards that final part of the semester. If you guys could meet up and just tell me, Norma, what is a good time for us to talk.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Okay,
sure.
perfect. Oh, Maya goes that they were thinking about the fact that he would reach the age by 2024. I might consider that to be an exception.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's a good point, that the presidential election would not be till 2024. Maya, is he that age? Does he meet the age requirement by 2024? Yes. Okay. So then I will make an exception because I wouldn't have even known that either. So Tom is in the lead. So Tom is the one to beat right now. Okay, cool. All right, go celebrate, Maya, and I will talk to you guys later.
Okay, have a good day, Robin.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.